We're going to put Kali Linux on a USB flash drive, and it's going to be a bootable drive. So you have to have in your BIOS the capability of booting to a USB flash drive. We're not going to cover how to do that here. You can Google it if you need to do your system. However, be aware that every system is different, and so that's why we're not going to cover it. Alright, the first thing we're going to need is a copy of Kali Linux. You can see I have two copies here. One says installer, and it's an AMD, even though I might be using a Intel chip. It doesn't matter in this case. The other one is the live version, and that's what we're going to be using in order to make our USB stick or a live DVD. This is the installed version, which we will use for VirtualBox. But right now we're concerned about this live one. In order to get it, you're going to go over here to kali.org/downloads, and you're going to find the Kali Linux 64-bit live right down here. It'll be the third entry. The installer version, which we would use for VirtualBox, is up here. But this is the one that we installed, or that we downloaded and installed in order to get this. Alright, so now that I have Kali Linux and I have it downloaded and on my system, I'm ready to put it on my flash drive. I'm going to plug my flash drive in next, and one little trick I want to show you about your system that I particularly like to do is to make sure in my File Explorer, doesn't matter what window or what folder you're in, go over to View and turn on this file name extensions. Now you'll see right here that none of these have file name extensions on them. Once I turn that on, you'll see that I now have extensions, ACCDB, DOCX, ISO, and so on. It's really helpful in working with these things. In fact, if we're on my desktop like this, you can see there's my two Kali Linux with my ISOs on them. Alright, so I'll just close this now. We have that setting set. And I'm ready to go, except for one thing. In order to put this on a flash drive, I have to make sure I have a flash drive ready. So I'm going to open this back up again. I'm going to go down to this PC, and sure enough, I have a flash drive right here, Data J. It's a 4 GB flash drive, but you can see it actually has quite a bit of stuff on it now, and it's named Data in my case. I'm going to go ahead and right click on that. Now you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I'm going to say Format, and I'm going to call this Kali Linux right there in the format. And that way, not only will it be labeled Kali Linux, but it will also erase that drive and make sure it's nice and ready for what I'm about to do. Format complete. Alright, Kali Linux, and it's ready to go. In order to put it on there, I'm going to need another piece of software. My favorite one is a free piece of software called Rufus, and it's at rufus.ie. If we go down here, you're going to see that I have two different types here. Rufus 3.9, that's the installed version, or a portable version that I can just run from anywhere, but it doesn't actually install it on the computer. I'm going to choose the portable version for this because I just find it a little bit easier and I don't have to mess up my desk with too much stuff. So I'll put it on my desktop, Rufus, and we'll wait for it to download, which won't take very long. Alright, it's downloaded, and you can see it is now on my desktop. So I'm ready to run Rufus. I'm just going to double click this file over here and say yes, I do want to allow it to make changes. Do you want it to update? No, I don't really care about updating right now. I just downloaded it. And the first thing I'm going to do is choose the flash drive that I want it on. So I'm going to choose my J drive with 4 GB, and then it'll ask me here in the boot selection, how do I want to make it bootable? Do I not want to make it bootable, or just put a DOS version to make it bootable, or use an ISO image? That's the one I want. I want to use an ISO image, and I will click select. On some versions you might see a little down arrow over here beside the word select. If you see that, don't click the down arrow. Just click the select button. And here's where we're going to select our Kali Linux Live right here. And we'll say open. And it is ready to go. All we've got to do is click start and then wait. Oh, wait, there's a little pop-up here. Download required. And so I'm not going to try to explain SysLinux. It has to do with the way your USB will boot. So I will say yes on this one. I should get one more pop-up. On this one, I'm going to click write an ISO image mode. It's already pre-selected, but I want to make sure that one's selected, and I'll click OK. And now finally it will warn me that everything on this disk will be erased. Doesn't matter, it's already erased. And I'll click OK, and off it goes. Alright, this may take a little while, so I'll entertain you a little bit. Oops. Okay, that took about, let me see here, 5:52, 6:05. So that took about 15 minutes for that to go. But we now have it, and we can close this thing now, and we now have our flash drive with Kali Linux installed. And all we have to do is shut down and then boot to it, which I can't demonstrate here because it'll stop my video if I do. All right, that's it.